It's your girl, Dr. Intimacy, Inspired Intimacy Talk Radio. We're about to have some naked discussion about love, life, and intimacy. Hashtag no socks right here in the studio. So the Facebook Live video just started. Thank you. Share it with somebody. Tag somebody. Because it is definitely going to be naked in here tonight. My guest, one of the Porter twins, Jason, his brother Mason. His brother is over there hiding in the corner, Mason. Don't worry, you don't need to see him. They look exactly the same. So you seen him, you've seen him. But we're about to go live, so thank you. Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your girl, Dr. Intimacy. You're tuned into Inspired Intimacy Talk Radio, where we're having naked discussion about love, life, and intimacy. Hashtag no sucks. Right here at fbrn.us in the Blue Stream, broadcasting live from the beautiful city of Arlington, Texas, where it is a steaming hot 77 degrees right now. Can you believe it? Can you believe that, Jay Revival?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, like a few days ago it was 20 degrees.
It was 18 degrees when I woke up Sunday morning, and I'm gonna admit I didn't go to church.
Oh, I forgot, it snowed.
Yeah, it snowed. We had a severe snowflake storm.
That's crazy. Look, I forgot it snowed.
Look, I stole that
That's
from
crazy.
my friend Fred Thomas. That severe snowflake storm. He had me cracking up with that. You should call in, Fred, if you're listening, and do that voice you did about our snowflake storm. But yeah, it's really warm out. So for those of you that are watching on Facebook Live, yes, I do have my PJs on, my jammies. We're having pajama day here at the studio, having a lot of fun. I don't know how many people actually did it. You know what? I think they set me up, Jay Revival.
You think so?
Yeah,
Why
I
is
think they just wanted to see Dr. Intimacy in her night clothes. So we could be real intimate. 'Cause none of the other hosts have their pajamas on. I'm just saying. Sammy, what's going on with that? It was a setup. But I am so excited about the show tonight. Am I worth the wait? That's the topic of the show tonight. Am I worth the wait? Can pressure for sex be a deal breaker in relationships? And I have a very special guest to help me discuss that. I think I'm going to call him a connoisseur of abstinence, if there is such a thing, because he is going on 18 years of abstinence. Ooh, where's the clap at? Come on, you sleeping, Jay Revival. Where the clap? We need a standing ovation for that.
Right.
Animal sounds, screams, everything else. We need drums, trumpets. Yes. But I actually had another show planned for tonight, and my guest had to cancel. And all day yesterday, I was trying to figure out if I'm still coming, what is the top going to be. And I posted something on my Facebook page. I put a little meme on my Facebook page that said, how about we practice friendship before we jump into bed and trip into marriage? And my guest that's sitting here with me right now responded to that. And his response was something to the effect, hey, you preaching, sister, that's why I'm single now, because I can't find a queen to wait with me. I've been celibate for 17 years. That was your response was something like that, right? Yeah. So I'm talking to none other than Jason Porter, Mason Porter. Woo, these guys trying to trick, everybody trying to set me up tonight. They got me in jammies, they got me seeing double. Am I the one pranked? But Mason, you responded, and I reached out to you because that just blew me away. It was not only was I blown away by the fact that you've been celibate for 17 years, but the way that you framed your comment when you said, that's why I'm single now, because I can't find a queen who will wait with me, was, I was really taken aback, because usually I feel like it's women a lot of times that get the pressure for sex in relationships, and that they can't find a man who will wait. And Yeah, I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but I didn't know what you looked like, so I was like, man, maybe this dude is an Ugmo or something. you know, but then I go to his page and I find out he's an actor, a model, a singer, a dancer. Ladies, are you looking at this camera? Do you see this fine piece of specimen of dark chocolate sitting next to me? I mean, seriously, beautiful smile, nice skin, got all his hair. His hairline is not even receded, okay? He don't have no belly. I mean, what in the world?
Mm.
And you're single. You say you can't find a queen with you. So, just wow.
Oh, it's my key.
Yeah, that's your cue.
Oh yeah, I think it's more of a. I think a lot of women are used to being pressured in a relationship, so when they get to a man that's wanting to wait, they're not used to that, so they take it as a challenge. So they're like, okay, well let me see if he real a man about his word. So when they find him unreal, they take him back. They be like, he must be gay. I'm like, no, I don't do the man on man activity. So it's I mean it's been a real challenge. It's not like it's been easy. It's been hard. It's been real hard. Yeah, it's been real hard.
No pun intended.
Yeah, literally.
It's been real hard. In every sense of the word,
Yeah,
it's
right.
been real hard.
Yes.
So, I mean, I can imagine. Yeah, we're raw in here,
Oh, yeah.
so I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
making you blush.
Nah, I'm good. You comfortable.
You better be comfortable when you sitting here in my pajamas. I said we're hashtag no socks, but I do have slippers on today. Yeah, but am I worth the wait? I wanted to read the write-up for this. It said, what do you, when you think you found the perfect mate, but they don't want to wait for sex? In the 21st century, is it realistic to think that you can date without sex? Do people really practice abstinence until marriage? Do churchgoers practice what they preach? I'm definitely going to want you to speak on that because you're a minister, right?
Yeah.
What if you're waiting faithfully only to find out your significant other is getting serviced elsewhere? So, I mean, this is what we're talking about tonight, and this is just one of those topics that people really don't want to talk about. I mean, it's not really discussed in the church, as if, you know, once we become born again believers, our vaginas and penises just go away.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like they just retract until
Exactly.
we get married or
Exactly.
something, you know? It's still there.
Yeah.
It still works. We still have the same hormones.
Yes.
But it's really not discussed enough, you know, the reality of pressure, of what it's like to wait, what it's like when you don't want to wait, the justifications that are made for why we don't have to wait, that's antiquated, that's not relevant anymore. Well, the Bible wasn't written for this time. Well, you know, sex it's enjoyable, it's my body. I mean, all of the things that are said. So I think what I really want to know is, you know, how did you get to this place where you came to the conclusion for yourself that you were going to remain celibate? Because when you say you're abstinent, that means that you're not a virgin, correct? Okay, so at some point in time, you have experienced the ecstasy. Those eyebrows went up. He was like, yes, I have flashback. Come on back to me, Mason. Come back. But after experiencing the pleasure of sexuality, you made a decision to be abstinent, or, you know, after, you said it's almost 18 years now, so, you know, essentially you're a born-again virgin. Why? How did you get to that place?
Well, first of all, you know, when I became a minister, I became a minister of mind, and I really found out that our bodies don't even belong to us. And then, when we get married, our bodies belong to our significant other. So, I think it was my dad that told me, sex outside of marriage is like a fish outside of water. Yeah, it's gonna die. So, to really know what sex is and know what sex is really about, it's not taught in the churches, but sex is not just sex. It's something behind what sex is. So a lot of people are not teaching their younger people what sex really is. So I think if a lot more people talk about sex and not treated sex like it was a cuss word in church, a lot of people would be comfortable with coming forward with their problems, with their situations, than with their questions.
Right, right.
So,
Yeah, you want to chime in,
Yeah,
Jason?
I want to say something. Many people, when you really do the research behind sex and what it really stands for, many people don't understand that sex is actually an act of worship.
Yes, it is.
And so, a lot of times, if you're having sex outside of marriage and you get with somebody that has a suicidal demon in them, and you have sex with them, but guess what? You just shared demons with that person, and so you might not be able to handle the suicide demon that they're handling on their own, and you might end up committing suicide because you now have a soul tie with this person.
Mm.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Does anybody know what a soul tie is?
Yes, yes. yes.
Soul ties is actually like a tunnel that demonic spirit can run back and forward between that other person you had sex with and them, because now y'all are one flesh. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, and now when I called you yesterday, I've never spoken to you gentlemen before. Jason, you and I communicated on Facebook a few times,
Yeah.
but we don't really know each other.
Mm-hmm.
When I called you yesterday, Mason, because after I saw your comment, I was like, God, please let him be available tomorrow night. Please, 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 please let this brother be available. We have a caller calling in. Just give us a little bit of time to set up. Maybe I'll start taking calls in about 15 minutes. I know people are going to really want to chime in on this, but give me about 15 minutes or so before you guys start calling in. But when I called you yesterday, you know, I actually messaged you and I said, call me. And you were like, right now? I'm like, yes, not now, right now. You know? And as God would have it, you were available today. But when I spoke to you, I found out something I didn't even know, that you both have purchased my books.
Yes.
And you've read my books, The Spirits of Sexual Perversion Reference
Yes.
Book, and STD, Sexually Transmitted Demons.
Yes.
So what part, if any, has that played in your celibacy, your understanding of what sex is, and the ramifications of not waiting to make that final lifelong commitment?
Well, it was just confirmation of what we had already experienced. When I read your book, it was like, yeah, I've been through that. I know this, I know that, I've been through that. So it was really more of a confirmation of why God put in His Word to abstain from sex or to flee fornication, because there are spiritual consequences that last a lot longer than the physical act of sex if you do it outside the will of God. So with
Wait,
knowing
so you need to repeat that. Can you repeat that?
there are spiritual consequences that last a lot longer than the physical act of sex when you do it outside the will of God.
Right.
So a lot of people don't know that these certain urges that you're having are from that soul tie. They don't know that these unnatural urges you're having are from that soul tie. That it's not you. A lot of women give themselves away to 5 different men before they get married. It's just like me passing a rose around the room and having 5 different people pluck a petal off that rose. Well, by the time you get to a husband, it's just a stem. You understand? and
Wow.
it's not even a rose anymore. And you can't not give yourself away if you don't even know yourself fully in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So, and if women would abstain from sex from men, it would give that man an opportunity to be more creative in his expressing his love to her, instead of just going to sex, instead of just going to the bed, instead of just jumping up and down in her like a trampoline. You see, it's not meant for that. She's not meant to be an object, but she's meant to be adored, to love, and to, you know, it's just I love my women. I'm gonna put this in there, my black queens, because I mean, that's how I see y'all. I don't care how many twerk videos I see queens. I see misplaced queens. I see fallen queens that don't really know who they are.
Wow, fallen queens. And you talked about, I want to go back to what I had asked you earlier. I said, how did you come to the decision to become abstinent after having experienced sex? Let me ask you a little bit about your sexual history. Hashtag no socks. When did you start having sex? how long were you having sex before you were abstinent?
I started having sex I was a virgin until I was 18 in high school, you know. Then I had a son, and then I didn't want to be labeled as having like too many baby mama over here, baby mama over there. I didn't want to be labeled like that. So when I gave my life over to Christ, I gave him my body too.
At what age were you?
21.
Okay, so you weren't born again. So when you were having sex when you were 18,
Mm-hmm.
was that just cool? You know, was there any conviction, or that's just what you do?
You know what? It was at the moment I was doing it, it was just what I did. But then after it came to condemnation, after that I felt bad because, you know, it's something about the conviction of, even when I didn't know the Holy Spirit was convicting me, he was convicting me. So,
Let me take this phone. This phone is blowing up. Let me take one of these callers.
Okay.
Hi, caller. You're live on the air with Dr. Intimacy. Who's calling and what's your comment? Hi, caller. You're live on the air. We can't hear you. Oh, we lost that. Well, first one, I'll take the week. So you say you didn't know. Make sure you share that video on their pages, please. About the Jerry Rival. But you said that at that time you weren't born again, but you did it anyway, and you still felt the conviction, even though you didn't necessarily know why. I mean, were you raised in church?
Yeah, we was born in the church.
Okay.
In the church.
So you knew.
Yeah, I knew.
You knew. You just hadn't given your life to the Lord.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
exactly.
knew the word, but you didn't want to partake in it.
Exactly.
Was it like that for you as well, Jason?
Yeah, my dad being a preacher, we always knew it was wrong. It was just, at that point in time, we really didn't care. I mean, we had it so much, it was mundane in the church. Don't do this, don't do that. We wanted to know why we couldn't do that. So we did it, and we found out later, okay, this is why we're supposed to do it. You know, experience is the best teacher. You know, you can listen to somebody say, don't do this, don't do that, but until you experience it for yourself, until you know for yourself, you're like, okay, this is why they said don't do it. Maybe I shouldn't do this no more, but now I got the urge to do it again.
Right.
And again, the Bible said, this is what the Bible says. The Bible says, after you have tasted this, then you should have up in your flesh. So, I mean, your body ain't retarded, it doesn't go backwards. When you do one thing, it's going to go further, and then further and further some more. And sometimes it's hard to say no. Sex is good. I mean, no,
It is?
Sex is good.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Now I have 7 children. I had no idea.
Oh yeah, sex is good. It's kind of hard to say no, you know. So I wanted to do it the right way. So I didn't even touch my wife until after we had sex because I was tired of after you got married.
He said I didn't touch my wife
What's
until
that?
after we had sex.
No.
Now that's interesting. How did that work?
after we got married,
Right.
that's when I touched my wife. But it was those times in between us being engaged and married that we were struggling.
How
with
long
it.
were you engaged?
I'd say 5 years. I was
So for 5 years you did not
No.
have sex. You had no sex for
No.
5 years.
no sex. I mean, I kissed her. I mean, of course, I kissed her and I had her head and we got intimate. But when it came down to that point of no return, we couldn't cross that because we knew the price we had to pay. You know, sex before marriage will destroy a relationship. It destroys it.
It
So,
will.
and I knew that, and she knew that. So we didn't want to destroy nothing that we didn't have yet. So we waited.
So, okay. Guys, you hearing it. I mean, you are hearing living witnesses
Yeah.
that, not only is this possible,
Mhm.
it's good.
Oh yeah.
So let me get back to you, Mason. You said, I don't usually interview people, but this is just so exciting. I could just talk to you two
Mhm.
all night. You said that you started having sex at 18, you got the girl you were with pregnant, so you had a child. Is that the only person you were with before you were abstinent, or like what happened?
She was I can count on one hand how many people I had sex with. It's 5. But
Because she was the
after
third.
that, it was like 4 more.
Okay. And for over what span of years?
From 18 to 21.
Oh, we got somebody shouting you out on Facebook. They said, "Go Mason, go Jason." I know, right? Woo! Okay, so from 18 to 21, and that last relationship you were And, I mean, did you always think you were going to marry these women?
I did.
Or was that part of the justification for having sex with them? Like, we're going to get married anyway, so.
No, it wasn't just good. I was just doing what I do.
You just wanted to. You didn't
Yeah,
care.
I ain't
You
care.
didn't need any excuses. This
No.
is just what I want to do.
It's time to get.
You get it, because this is hard. I got you. I got you.
Yep.
I understand. So 21 comes.
Uh-huh.
All right. So walk me through what happens at 21 to cause that shift in your mindset.
Okay, so I'm still, well, I'm gonna go back a little further. We was actually game bangers.
Okay.
Okay, and I was still kind of doing that a little bit.
Mhm.
So I actually read this book, Revelation of Hell,
Oh yes, I read that.
by Mary Kay Baxter. Yes, and you know that stunned me because now I was reading something from someone's perspective that had actually been through it. So I was like, wait a minute. And then the blood hang around was either going to jail or get killed, and I didn't want to do either one of those. So for me, the turnaround was when I would start reading the Bible, it would always follow in scriptures of it's good for a man not to touch a woman, nevertheless to avoid fornication, and especially the scripture that says, what's the scripture about the one about these will not inherit the kingdom of God?
Oh,
Effeminate, fornicators, and you know I look up the word fornication, and it's
works of the flesh.
yeah. Okay.
Let me take this call.
Okay.
Hi, caller. You're live on the air with Dr. Intimacy and the Porter Twins. Who's calling? Where you calling from? Hi, who's calling? Where you calling from? This is Inspired Intimacy Talk Radio. Okay, Augustus. Are you calling from Augustus, Georgia? Okay. What's your comment?
Or it's going to cause problems. And, you know, I believe, you know, somewhat that is true, but I also believe that God forgives people, you know, when you have sex out of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wish that we all had the power to abstain from sex before marriage, but, you know, we live in a time where, you know, sex is everywhere. You know, it's all over the media, TV, it's engulfed in our brains all day, 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, but I hate when people make comments like, you know, because a lot of marriages, you know, people have had sex before they got married, and you know, and got saved and gave their life over to Christ, and the marriage are working out fine. So I hate when a lot of people make the comment like, you know, I hear people say all the time, well, you know, your marriage is going to fail because you had sex before marriage, or you know, you guys are not going to be able to do well. No, God forgives the sinner. And we have to keep that in mind, you know, that even though you might have had sex before marriage, you know, with your mate or whatever, God will forgive you for that. And you can move on, and you can still have a strong relationship. So I just wanted to make that comment.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I'm glad that you bring that out, Augustus, because we always want to try to have as full a view as possible. It's really not a black and white. It's not a black and white matter, so I appreciate that
Right.
you brought that point out, and thank you so much, and we're going to elaborate on that some more. And you said you were calling from Carrollton, you said?
Me or you guys?
Yeah, no, I'm actually going to elaborate on that point some more, so I thank you for
Okay.
bringing it up, and I concur with you, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more right now. But thank you so much for calling.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, that was actually a good point you made. But what we talking about is our experience. I mean, what we did and where we came from every time that.
All right, let me do this one.
Oh.
Hi, caller. You're live on the air, Inspired Intimacy Talk Radio with Dr. Intimacy. Who's calling? Hi, caller. You're live on the air, calling from 443. Hello. Okay. Well, let me elaborate on what Augustus just said, because I think that's important. Okay, a couple of things. First of all, people use this terminology, and you guys have read my book, so you might remember my article in the book that there's no such thing as premarital sex. Do you remember that in the book? There's no such thing as premarital sex. Should I answer this call or keep going? I'm gonna let you decide, Mason.
Yeah, go ahead.
Answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
See what they
You're live on Inspired Intimacy Talk Radio with Dr. Intimacy. Who's calling?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi, I'm Sharmisa. I'm one that's been commenting.
Oh, hi, Sharmisa.
Hi. Hi, Mason. Hi, Mason.
Hey, what's going on?
What's your comment, hon?
So I was going to comment on the previous caller. I know you said that, God does forgive. Yes, of course. But can you guys just expound on the fact that it's the spiritual aspect that is dangerous? Like why you shouldn't have sex before marriage? Like the difficulties that it creates as far as spiritual spouses and things like that. Make sense, Jason? Would you guys expound on that for your listeners? And I'm tuning in, so.
Okay, well, I'll explain to you now so this phone doesn't ring again. I'm going to keep you on the phone. This is supposed to be a really hot topic because I do not usually have the phone just ringing back to back like this. But, I do want to just validate what Augustus said. I understand his point, but at the same time, we need to understand that just because God forgives us, it doesn't negate consequences or ramifications of those actions, especially if you know ahead of time that you're doing something that you shouldn't do. For instance, and I'm going to use a really practical example. If you have sex with somebody that is infected with AIDS, okay, and God forgives you for having sex with that person, divine healing is not a prerequisite of forgiveness.
Yeah, right.
So just because he forgives you for committing fornication doesn't mean that you will not carry the consequence of that fornication in your body if you contract HIV. And so, what we need to understand is that when you have sex outside of a committed relationship, I'm not going to say premarital sex because that's a myth. That's very bad terminology, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. But when you have sex outside of a full legitimate commitment, there are spiritual consequences. As a matter of fact, I explained it in my book that we get spiritual AIDS. Okay, so we get attacked and invaded during sex. So we get spiritual AIDS when we have sex. We're attacked and invaded during sex. And just like getting forgiveness from God is not going to give you a mental AIDS, forgiveness is also not going to eradicate those spiritual AIDS. There are consequences that you carry emotionally, spiritually, things that are happening that we can't see. And you may have Augustus is right. You may get married after having sex before you walk down the aisle and still have a successful marriage. What you don't understand is how much better the marriage would have been had you not done that first. So we're not saying that a marriage can't survive if you have sex before you say I do. What we're saying is that you're inviting in unnecessary warfare. Okay? And marriage is hard enough. I mean, if you do everything right, it is hard enough that you don't want to invite in any unnecessary warfare. I mean, you want the ultimate divine grace. You want the ultimate crowning of glory and honor. I mean, don't you want to have the best running start that you can? I mean, if you could go to college and they told you we're going to give you a whole year of college credit towards your bachelor's degree, and all you have to do is, not read any books on this topic before you come to college. That's kind of silly. That's a dumb example. But anyway, if for some reason you could get a whole year of college credit before you went to college towards your bachelor degree, wouldn't you want that whole year of credit? And so what we're saying is that if you wait, it's giving you a head start. You're ahead of the game. You've already evaded all types of warfare warfare and arguments
Right.
and inviting in of spirits.
Right.
Because that period, Jason, that you and your wife went through,
Mhm.
waiting 5 years,
Mhm.
was 5 years that you guys were able to be purged and
Yeah, right.
cleansed, and all of the old soul ties broken off, and all the other previous relationships, so that you weren't bringing anything into that marriage bed that you didn't want. I mean,
Right.
we don't want invited guests. And what happens a lot of times when we get married, and I know I'm going off, I'm about to shut up. But when we get married, okay, and we're not purified before we enter into the marriage, I mean, we're having a big spiritual orgy.
Right, right.
You think it's just you and your spouse in that marriage bed, but it is you,
Mhm.
it is him and her, and all the other
Yeah.
people that have sex with, just having a big old orgy. So that's
Yeah.
quite on wedding, okay?
Exactly.
So, that's what we need to understand, and I think people don't understand the real significance and the weighty heaviness of what is really going on when you have sex before you make that final commitment.
Exactly.
So did we expound upon that, Sharmisa?
Yes, perfectly. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, because I just don't want the people that are watching, to hear what the gentleman said, and yes, kind of forgive us with their spiritually transmitted diseases that we do up from our partners, especially those who we know nothing about. I'm not saying that, it's true. Majority of the people that we lay down with, we don't even research and ask who is it that you've been with, and you don't know who they've been with. You don't know what type of psychological things they're dealing with, or what demons they need to carry. So I just wanted to say, thank you so much.
All right, thanks so much for all that, Sharmisa.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, let me let you, Mason and Jason, respond to that. I mean, whatever.
Well,
Just jump in here.
yeah, she was actually right. Just because you move into a new house, don't mean you don't have to call in the rodent people to get the rodents and the snakes out. A lot of people think that just because you moved on didn't mean that you didn't carry something from the previous relationship into this relationship. And my dad always told me you're supposed to go into your wedding night not comparing your lover to anybody else.
Right.
So a lot of people can say they don't, but subconsciously, in way in the back of their head, yeah, they comparing. Especially if they done had this and that and the other. This was better than that one, and that one better than this one. So they comparing. So you not women or men that God has you, it's not gonna make you compromise your period. They're gonna protect it, they're gonna change that thing. That means not gonna compromise your period. That it's love. First ingredient of love is patience. To wait. So you really have to weigh the options of if this person loves me, he's not gonna pressure me. Or if this woman loves me, she's not gonna pressure me. It's give and take. You got to.
I was going to say something about what the last caller said. Like I said, I don't know anybody else's experiences, but we were just elaborating on what we had experienced. And like I said, there are some do's and don'ts in the Bible that God specifically tells his children not to do, because he knows the spiritual ramifications that are going to come if you do certain types of things or certain things. And like I said, Satan is a legalist. I mean, he doesn't do anything that's out of context. If you have a right to be in your life, he's going to be there. Point blank. That's why the Bible gives you specific instructions. Don't do this. Don't do that. He's not trying to stop you from having fun. He's trying to stop you from being demon possessed. Many people don't even understand that witches are real and they pray against marriages, especially Christian marriages. Y'all, the listeners got to understand that marriage was created before the church was created. There's so much power in family that the devil has to disassemble to make it powerless. So that's why he attacks family. The only way to win against the enemy is to keep the family together. Stay together. That makes him matter more than anything. Because truth be told, the only reason why he attacks marriage is he has to get the man and the woman to split to get to the kids. If the man and the woman stay together, he can't get at the kids. He trying to get at your seed. Because if he gets your seed, he got the next generation. Then the next generation. It's a generational thing. So if he get that man to leave, he has open access to that household. Period. Point blank. Y'all know what I'm saying?
So I wanna respond to that to make sure that just as much of a full blown as I can. How would you said somebody loves you and they're not gonna pressure you? I just want to say I don't think that because somebody would pressure you for sex that it unequivocally means that they don't love you. People mature into love. We have to remember that pure agape love without condition is an attribute of the character of the Almighty God, and we are all being daily conformed into His likeness and into His image.
That's true.
So not everybody is going to come with that level of maturity to understand that patience is an attribute or a characteristic of love that they need to exercise, or even with the grace or the skill level to execute that. They might know it, but like Augustus said, they may not have the capacity to execute that where they're at in their walk. Some people think that sexuality is an expression of love. You know, you have, take for instance, a female who's a virgin who's been saving herself for X number of years, or a male, it could be either. For her to give her body to a man, that is an expression of love. That's not her saying, I don't love you because I want sex. She's saying, I love you so much that you're going to be the one that I actually give myself to. So I don't want to have this black and white view that if you're trying to have sex, there's no love. And then also I want to jump in on something you said, Jason, because you're talking about your experience. I can talk about mine as well. So I was married and we did things, quote unquote, the right way. You know, we waited until we got married to people in the church, born again. But the enemy was still able to get at our family, even within the confines of marriage. So even the marriage itself, I don't want to make anybody feel like if they're divorced, now their kids are doomed. You know, your seed is still blessed if you're righteous, whether you're married or divorced. And your seed can still be attacked, married or divorced. So, you know, we just need to understand that we have, the enemy is a very formidable foe. It's not about people being married or unmarried being at a greater advantage or disadvantage. The bottom line is that we do not want to invite any unnecessary warfare. And I love what you said. You said he's a legalist. And Satan very, very well understands his rights. He knows what his rights are. And when you give him legal authority to infringe upon your life, he's going to take every advantage of that. And that's what's really important. That's what we really need to understand.
To be anyway, what you just said, I wasn't saying that everybody that is not married, that the devil has access to their family. What I am saying is that if the home is destroyed, he has more access to the kids than the man was in place. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of problems, like 85% of the males that are in prison, is because they didn't have a father in the home.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So the devil is real crafty. He knows what he's doing. But see, it takes a man and a woman to it's like watching of the guards. The kids are the most important commodity we have on this earth today. They're the most important. So if they're the most important, then they have to be the most protected. You understand what I'm saying? So that's all I was saying. I mean, if like I said earlier, that when witches pray against Christian marriages, if someone, let's say, did have sex outside of marriage, then that gives them more legal ground in order to do their work. But like the caller said, I mean, you can be forgiven and God will forgive you. That does not stop the consequence of your action. He'll forgive you, but there are still consequences that comes with actions that you did in your body.
Right. And the open doors. I mean, I think that's really important. You spoke about spoken word curses. You're talking about witches, and I'm just going to call those spoken word curses. And the Bible says a curse without a cause does not come. So whatever the enemy is trying to work against you, whether it be through demonic activity or people rising up against you, it can't land unless you give it somewhere to land.
Right, exactly.
You have to give him a landing pad in order for him and to operate and work.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the important point that you're making right
Right.
now, that when you step outside of Yahweh's divine order,
Mhm.
it's not that he doesn't love you anymore. It's not that his grace isn't sufficient to cover you.
Mhm.
It's not that he throws you away. He doesn't take his gifts away. You lose your salvation. It's none of that.
Right.
You have given him a place first. You have just invited your enemy into your house,
Right.
into your life, into your bank account, into your
Mhm.
finances, into your body.
Yeah.
You know, you just said, come on in, enemy.
Yeah.
You know, you take a front seat with me, and I'm going to help you destroy my life. And I think that
Right.
that's what
Right.
we're really saying here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's not a bashing. It's most people think, you know, when you tell them specific things that you cannot do, you tell them the ramifications behind what they're doing. They think, oh, we're bashing. No, it's actually a help. Most preachers just get, or most teachers get up and just say, don't do this, and they don't say why not do it.
Right.
So you leave a lot of curious people. Why not? I mean, what's wrong with it? You know, and their curiosity get the best of them. So I think if we had more real teachers, not just preachers, but teachers in the church that are actually teaching and reaching out to other people that be curious, I think maybe a lot of and equipping people for spiritual warfare. I think a lot of stuff can be like negated or done away with, and there won't be as many casualties of war,
Mm.
so to speak.
I love that. I like what you say. You know, just not just saying don't do something, but
Right.
explaining
Yeah.
Right.
why you shouldn't do something. And I'm gonna go back and pull on your story some more,
Okay.
Mason, because when I asked you when you were 21, yeah, let's get back to that, because I asked you to walk me through
Okay.
how you got to that point of making that decision. But one of the things that you said earlier that really struck me, and I can really witness to it, is the reason that you're abstinent now is your understanding of sex
Yeah.
and what happens if you do it outside of a committed relationship. It's that level of knowledge.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
what you know that keeps you.
Yes.
And knowledge is a keeper.
Yeah.
You shall know the truth,
Right.
and the truth shall make you free.
Yeah.
So take me back to when you were 21,
Uh-huh.
and what happened to cause you to make that decision to give up one of the greatest physical pleasures, according to Jason. 'Cause I don't personally know, but according to Jason, sex
yeah.
is really good.
Mhm.
So, but what gave you the wherewithal to say I'm not going to do this anymore?
You know, just knowing that when you get to heaven and you get before the throne of God, you're gonna have to give an account of everything you've done in this body, whether it be good, whether it be bad. And he said a liar is not gonna tear his eyesight. So if you even try to lie, he's gonna see it coming before you spit it out. So it's like, and it says in the scripture that behold, the eyes of the Lord go to and fro, behold good and evil. So we under 24/7 surveillance. It's like we on reality TV in our own lives, and God is watching everything. He knows our thoughts. He knows our intent of our heart. He knows what we're going to think before we think it. He knows what we're going to say before we say it. So it's like, you got to give an account. So this must not be my body. If I got to give it, if I'm only a manager over, I'm only, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm only here.
Supervisor, steward.
Yeah, you got to be a steward over, because a lot of people, they think they don't have nobody to answer to, but that's wrong. This is not our bodies. And like I said earlier, even when you get married, your body belongs to your mate. It does not belong to you. And when I started realizing that, I got somebody greater to answer to, I started realizing that, I could go to hell for what I'm doing. So that was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to hell.
So how did because you said you were born and raised
Yeah.
in the
Mhm.
church. So how did you come to that realization all of a sudden? Or what made it pop? Was there a moment, or did it just happen and you don't really have an explanation?
I think it was a moment.
Well,
You know what? Yeah, it was a moment.
Okay, hold that thought.
Okay.
Mason's gonna tell us about his moment after I take this call. Hi, caller. You're live on Inspired Intimacy Talk Radio with Dr. Intimacy and Mason and Jason Porter. Who's calling?
Latasha.
Hi, Latasha. Where you calling from?
I'm from the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Awesome. Okay. You want to join our naked discussion? What did you want to say?
Yes, I just joined. I hadn't been listening in, but I do know I am familiar with the topic now.
Okay. Well, what's your comment?
Okay. Okay. My comment is, because you're talking about relationships and abstinence, right?
Yes.
Okay. My comment is, I've been absent for a few years because I was married. I'm divorced now. But what I've experienced is, it seems to be a deal breaker with the men that I've encountered, and men like in the church.
Mhm.
And so it seems like they'd rather be with somebody that's sexually active.
Mm. So what has
Okay,
that
go ahead.
what has that been like for you? Is that discouraging, or how do you deal with it?
Hold on, let me think. I wouldn't say it's disappointing, but the way I deal with it, I just believe that, you know, what God has for me is for me. I don't feel like that I need to sin in order for what God has for me to manifest.
Okay. So
But it is.
what is the longest that you actually dated somebody before the no sex became a deal breaker?
Hold on.
Oh,
I had to say I'm sorry, say that again.
what is the longest that you dated somebody before no sex became a deal breaker?
When was the moment?
The longest
Oh,
period.
the longest?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's not very long before they I'm sorry, it's not very long before they, you know, expect that. So the last guy that I dated last year was probably, I'm gonna say after maybe like a month or so.
Wow. So he was expecting to get into the cookie jar within 30 days.
Right, and what he told me was that women were, it had been a host of women, like 6 or 7 women was approaching him and offering it to him, and so that's just what it seemed like. That's what it expected. So when you say no, they're like really in shock. It's not like, you know.
Yes, yeah. And I was talking to another lady today earlier when I was telling her about the topic of the show tonight. And I'm 41 now, so the men in my age group that I deal with, as far as dating is concerned, is, you know, between 35 and 60, I would say. And, you know, I'm thinking as I got older that the men would be more mature, that they would be more patient. But I actually find it to be worse. I feel like it's a little worse at this age, that the men they're nastier, they're more desperate. You know, it is just disturbing, and there's no sense of conviction. Now, if I was dealing with worldly men, you know, you expect that.
Right.
It's cool, because you expect that. You know, if you're dealing with the hip hop culture, or you know, this reality TV culture, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. What is that? What did they have that show? Naked Dating. You know. I mean, they expect you to have sex. Cool. But if I'm talking about a bishop, okay, you know, a pastor, and on our first meeting together, he's asking me how many times a week I want to have sex. I'm like, dude, can I get through the freaking hors d'oeuvres? You know, the meal hasn't even arrived yet. And, you know, it hasn't been an uncommon thing. You know, it's not isolated to, well, that was just this guy. They're just like that. And I'm like, wow. And I'm not saying they're all like that. I'm not saying everybody. But a good number of them are like that. And I think you hit on something, Latasha, really, really important. The reason that a lot of men are like that, and probably women as well, Mason, is that there are so many women that are willing to give it to them, that are willing to just hook up, willing to have a booty call, willing to be friends with benefits. He has so many options that God does not have to tolerate you saying no.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to put up with it.
Right.
And so it makes it hard for somebody that wants to wait when he knows he can go find somebody else that'll give it to him on third date. And you know, if you go to an expensive enough restaurant, you don't even have to wait till day number 3.
Right.
you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's really hard in our society, and that was one of the questions that I asked, and I would love to know what some of the Facebook viewers and other callers think. But, you know, is it realistic to think that you can date in 2016 without having sex? Can you really date, you know? So thank you so much for calling in, Latasha. I really appreciate it. Thank you for calling. So what do you have to say about that? Do you think the fact that other guys are so willing to give it up makes it difficult when you encounter a woman and you want to wait and she's like, dude, you know?
I think it makes it more difficult for me as a man of God, but not as difficult, because you have to see our society is the natural sex drive that God has given us has been overstimulated. It's overstimulated, and it's porn everywhere. There's even billboards that selling tires. You got a half naked woman on there. What they got to do with selling tires? It's just like it's everywhere. So I think it's an overstimulation of a natural sex drive that God has given us for marriage. So. But people have to learn that, just because they're over, there is a reset button. You can reset that overstimulated drive. It's called fasting.
Ooh.
Kill the body.
Ooh. Wow, reset button.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna take some notes on that.
That's powerful.
That is very, very powerful. So, you were talking about that moment when you were 21. I didn't forget. What happened? What was that?
Yeah, it was a very, 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 very dark moment. I remember being in my bed, sleep, and it happened 4 nights in a row. The first night, I was sleeping, and I woke up, but I was still asleep, and I couldn't move. And I'm wondering, what is this? And I felt something get on top of me in my bed, and like was holding me down. And immediately I knew it was a spirit, because my dad had been, he's a preacher, so we hear stuff at church. This happened like 4 nights in a row. But the last night, it was a bigger spirit, because it was heavy up on my stomach. And the first spirit, when it got on top of me, it got on my stomach, it had my arms down. And the second spirit got on my chest, it had my mouth shut, so I couldn't say in the name of Jesus. And for some reason, I already knew it was from sexual encounters that I had been in. I let these things in. So that was a epiphany for me. That showed me the consequences. That showed me the spirit realm is actually more realer than the physical realm. It was just a 360 degrees, because I started thinking about hell. I started thinking, if this is real, then hell must be real. And if hell is real, God is real. And if God is real, we got to give an account to him. So all this stuff is going through my head.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm computing. I'm like, okay.
And this is when you were 21.
Yeah, I was scared too. I'm gonna admit, I was real scared. That's the first time I had ever had something get on top of me and wasn't nobody in my room. So I immediately knew what that was. So that was the turnaround.
That's good. I had some encounters like that too. The last 2 guys that I slept with before I got married, back in like 1998 or whatever. But the last 2 men that I had sex with, after each of them, I had a visitation from a demon trying to kill me. No, so I know that scared me. So I was married not too long after that. Yeah. So okay. So he exposed you to you know, and I believe in situations like that because I do believe that the demons and angels are around us
Yeah.
constantly.
Right,
We
right.
can't see them, but they're always here. They're constantly here.
Mhm.
I believe that in moments like that, the Lord allows us to see. He opens up our eyes to see
Yeah.
how real the spirit realm
Yeah.
really is. Because if you could see how real it really is, it's so much more real than the natural realm.
Right.
The spirit is so much more real than the
Right.
natural.
Mhm.
Nothing that we have in the natural would even exist
Exactly.
without the spiritual realm.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're so out of touch with that. We're so in touch with flesh, with the world, with the earth, with the temporal. And having that real encounter, it was an eye-opener.
Yeah.
It was an eye-opener for you.
Yeah.
But I want to talk, and for those of you that are just joining in, hello everybody on Facebook Live, those of you listening on the air. This is Inspired Intimacy Talk Radio with Dr. Intimacy. We're having naked discussions about love and life and intimacy. Hashtag no sides. I got my special guests here, Mason and Jason Porter, the Porter twins. They are models, actors, ministers, and they both experience abstinence. Jason is now married. He was abstinent, practiced abstinence for 5 years with his wife before they were married and were able to enjoy holy matrimony and their wonderful, blessed and Mason is still holding out for 18 years now. He's been holding out. So tonight we're talking about, am I worth the wait when pressure for sex becomes a deal breaker in the relationship? And you know, we're talking about the reality of dating, and I keep saying 2016, but we're in 2017 now. So the reality of dating in 2017, you know, is it possible to date without having sex? Is that a realistic thing? Do people really do that? Do the majority of churchgoers uphold that standard? And what do you do when you're holding out faithfully, only to find out that your partner is not waiting? So you're holding out and they're getting service.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about that because you actually have a really incredible story about that, Jason.
Yeah.
You wanted to say something, Jason?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, I think God is a fashion designer to a certain extent. He put things together that match. So if he sees that you're feeling and you're holding out, of course he's going to pick somebody else that's doing the same thing. So when y'all come together, a beautiful thing. That's just my opinion. I think that if he sees your heart, he knows that you're not going to jump the gun before it's time to run, then he's going to send you another runner that's going to complement that same that same discipline in you. So
You know what I was going to ask about? I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to ask you, would it be a requirement in dating now that you're the woman that the queen you said, and you said there's a lot of fallen queens. So would you be willing to date a fallen queen, or would you want somebody that's on your same level of abstinence?
I would be willing to date a fallen queen. It's about for me. It's about leading and leading.
Okay.
It's not basically. It's not really about, I guess, trying to find somebody that's on my same lane, because anybody can grow. I don't discriminate. I think a lot of people expect me to, but I don't discriminate when it comes to that, because when a woman loves you, she listens, and when she listens, I know this is a cuss word to someone, but she submits on her own without you being like, I'm the man, you need to do this. It's like, it's automatic.
That's true. That's true.
It's like, it's an automatic role, so I don't discriminate.
Okay. I was wondering about that, especially after 18 years. You know, you have a few more options, right?
Yeah.
There's not too many other women that's been waiting the 18 years. That will really narrow a pool down.
Yeah.
But yeah. So tell me, when we were talking, we were talking about whether or not pressure for sex in a relationship can be a deal breaker. You told me something pretty incredible on the phone. You said that you were engaged to be married.
Yeah.
And that prior to the wedding, your fiance disappeared.
Yeah.
And the next time you saw her, she was pregnant and married.
Yes.
Please tell me about that, because that just sounds like something from a
Movie,
soap
right?
opera.
Yeah, I know.
Like a Lifetime movie network.
Yeah. Actually, we have a ministry called the Wandering Moms Ministry, where we go out and dance. Throughout the Metroplex. We have a ministry called, like you said again, the Wandering Moms Ministry.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, we have a ministry, and she was actually dancing with us in our ministry. Calling them names, but we was dating at the same time my brother and his wife was dating. So we had we're gonna have a double wedding.
Yeah.
We're gonna get married together, same day, same church, same hour. So some people from our church was like, in our ear, you don't need to marry him. You know what? It's a nice young man. She know that playing the drums, and he like you. Why you can't be some, somebody from my church? So one thing led to another, and we had an outing that weekend, and it wasn't like her to miss one of our ministry events. So I was worried about it. So I called around to her mama house, called her sister house all weekend, because she was missing. She was gone. Nobody picked up. That Tuesday, she finally calls me.
Okay.
I'm like, what's going on? You missed, we had like 3 shows, what happened? And she's like, I'm married. I'm thinking she's just playing. I'm like, girl, you married. And I'm going along with it, but after a while, I'm the only one that's laughing.
Wow.
And I said, who you get married to? She told me his name.
Was it somebody you knew?
She told me his name, and then she also told me that she was pregnant. And I acted like a man on the phone, but that hurt. That was like somebody hit you in the stomach from behind, and you lose your breath. Hurt. My heart was broke for a long time. It took him.
How long? What span of time before the wedding date did that happen?
We were supposed to get married on the same day, so I say it was about 6-8 months. But I mean,
Yeah.
he was so down, I had to literally babysit him to make sure that because the suicide spirit was whispering in his ear.
Yeah.
So how long had you and she been dating for engaged?
Oh.
You were officially engaged.
3 years.
Okay, so you have been together for 3 years.
Yeah.
Your wedding was 6 months away about.
Yeah, about 6 months.
She disappears one evening.
Yeah.
You can't get in touch with her. That's not like her. Okay, you guys are usually hanging tight. Had at any time during that 3 years you had sex
No.
with her? Okay, so complete abstinence for 3 years.
Mhm.
Okay, I just gotta make sure I got all this
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I feel like Maury right now. I feel like Maury. So she's gone. You call her a couple of days later and she says, I am married and pregnant.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Now, of course, nobody knows that they're pregnant over a weekend.
Yeah.
So that means
Mhm.
that at
Yeah.
some point in time during the
Yeah.
course of your relationship,
Oh yeah.
while you're holding out,
Mhm.
she was getting service.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Full
she got-
service.
She was getting full service.
Yeah.
And a deposit at that.
But thing about that is, when you do somebody wrong, it comes back to you like tenfold. So she only stayed married 2 years.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what happened to her.
She tried to come back, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah,
She tried to come back.
I forgive you,
Yeah.
but that consequence is still in place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
But even after that, I had met another young lady. She was fine too, bow-legged and everything. She was.
Bow-legged, no, he did not.
She was a worshiper.
I'm not mean. How does that work? Is that okay? I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
She was. I actually wrote her down. I said, God, I want my woman with this, to the detail. And this woman came in my life, and she was everything to me for 2 years. But then things started changing. All of a sudden, mask came off, very disrespectful, need no reason, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So it's actually a repeat of that last relationship, but then this one was worse than my baby mama's. The last relationship I just got out of. So
that threw me for a loop because I wasn't expecting it from this worshiper. So you couldn't be there being in front, snotting and crying, running all over the church. And I didn't expect it. So this is one of the times where this one really caught me off guard. This one was a stinker.
Well, I mean, did you expect it from the other one?
I didn't expect it from now on, but I'm thinking worship is not just about what you do to God on Sunday morning. It's about how you treat people, how you look, how you present yourself in public. It's a lifestyle. So I'm thinking she knows this. Apparently, not. So it's like she was totally different in public. Not closed doors. She was Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
So with these women, one or both of them, did they express a desire to have sex with the relationship, or did they pretend that they wanted to wait with you?
We expressed it to each other. We would talk about it. Because I felt
So
like that was.
they wanted to have sex, or they wanted to wait?
Yeah, we both wanted to have sex, but we knew the bottom line was we was waiting.
So there was a mutual agreement
Mhm.
with the first woman, and you were going to wait until marriage.
Yeah.
And with the second woman, there was a mutual agreement.
Yeah.
Now, was that agreement, and I'm doing air quotes for those of you listening, that agreement, was it coerced? You know, do you think that you projected that onto them, or did they come to the table saying, I'm not having sex before marriage?
No, I came to the table and I said, it's going to be like this. I'm not going to have sex with you until after we get married. Just like that.
So you established that as standard,
Yeah, off top.
and they said, okay.
I would have close calls, petting, rubbing, kissing, the clothes coming off. We had close calls, but it never got to that point to where we had intercourse.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So, the reason that I was asking that, because I'm thinking about the subtitle of the show, when pressure for sex becomes a deal breaker in a relationship. And, you know, it's easy to say,
yeah.
okay, I'm going to wait with you. But at that time, you have been abstinent for how many years?
At that time, it was going on 50 years.
Okay, so you have 15 years of experience under your belt.
Yeah.
Do you know how long they were abstinent?
Her husband just died, so she was abstinent for 2 years.
Okay, that's the first one or the second one?
Second.
And how about the first one?
The first one, I don't even know when she started having sex, but I'm thinking that she was abstinent with me. So, but there was. Then I used to think about.
Oh, you thought she was a virgin?
Yes, I did.
Okay, gotcha. Maybe she was.
I used to think back and like replay, and I could pinpoint. Okay, this is when her attitude changed. I used to notice that she used to walk different too. I noticed it, but I was like, nah, she ain't. I would always give them the benefit of that.
How long into your relationship did you notice that?
2 years, within 2 years.
2 years. So, was there more pressure from her on you? You know what? I mean, was there a point in the relationship where she was trying to break you, like trying to get you to actually break that abstinence?
Actually, no.
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 Okay.
Because I'm very creative when it comes to expressing myself, so I was very creative in what I did for her, the poems, the little stuff I did around.
Yeah, you gotta explain that. What does
Okay.
that mean?
Creative is like, okay, for this last woman I was with, for Valentine's Day, I didn't have nothing, so what I did, our building, I decorated and turned it into a restaurant. I put balloons up, I put streamers up and everything. Then I did a program for her. Like I had 8 things on the program. I was all of the 8 things. I was a MC. I was the old man. I went out, came back. I mime danced for her. I went out and came back. I did a little short play for her. Went out, came back. So I did this whole monologue for her, a little program that was just for her.
Oh,
And
that's so sweet.
yeah, she loved it. But you know, after you put all your creativity to a relationship and they still leave, it's like I wasn't enough. I started thinking I'm not enough. I started thinking down on myself. I started thinking that I didn't matter. You know, hashtag Black Lives Matter. But I'm saying what I'm saying was,
Hashtag abstinent lives.
that plays a lot on a person's mind and his heart, because he started thinking he's not worth, or I wasn't worth anything, when the second one was actually looking to fill a void from a lifestyle that she used to from her marriage. He was a rich NFL football player, so that was what she was used to, and I'm just a man's worker. I'm like a 9-to-5 job, get paid pretty decent, but I didn't have what he had.
Right.
But my heart was rich toward her. So I used to tell her all the time, I ain't got no money in my wallet, but your picture in my wallet makes me a rich man. So I guess it didn't work. So
Wow.
that was that. So,
So I mean, I have to ask you guys a real hashtag no socks question, okay? We want to help some people.
okay.
So how long were you abstinent, Jason, prior to your wedding night?
Before my wife, or
No, just, I mean, yeah, but how long were you abstinent
Well,
between, before your wedding night? Because you said you were 5 years with
Right.
her. Was there any time before that, or
Oh,
was
yeah.
it just that 5 years?
oh yeah, my sex drive was off the chain. So it was another young lady that was in our ministry. I was actually having sex with, and I thought that I could stop having sex for a day just to go dance, and God was pleased with that. But a lady stood up in church and told her my business. Said I need to stop that. So I knew I had to clean up my life when I got in front of people. But before I met my wife, I was in that thing. I was doing it.
But how long were you abstinent before you married her? Total, your total number of years of abstinence.
Oh, before I met my wife, I say about a whole year.
So
Because
it was like
she
6 years total
yeah,
before you got married?
yeah, because
Okay.
she didn't come right away.
And 18 years for you.
Yeah.
So this is my hashtag no socks question.
Mhm.
Okay. During that time, either then or now,
Mhm.
what do you do to relieve yourself of anything? Do you have orgasms?
Hey,
You know what?
Hey,
You know
I
what?
was
That's Jason
I was-
talking.
okay.
Jason is answering right now.
I was is this no socks?
There's no socks. Make a
Hey.
discussion, bro.
I was a jack off monster. I was masturbating. I mean, I couldn't help it. I had to release something. I was having it, and I was like, this ain't. I couldn't fulfill my. This is not enough. I kept telling myself I need a woman. I need somebody. And when I met my wife, I knew that I didn't want to touch her because I didn't want to ruin anything that we was gonna have in the future. So I had to stop cold turkey. I'm telling you, it was hard, but I had to stop cold turkey.
With the masturbation or the sex?
The sex.
Okay.
But the masturbation, it was like, I said, I ain't doing it. I'll be good for a couple of months. I said, ooh, I'm good, I'm strong. And I heard the enemy say, ooh, you sure is strong. You need a break. You been so good. You were doing so good. You know what? You need a break. Why don't you go ahead? I mean, I'm listening to it. And right when he talked to me, I see a lady on TV, just my type, just what I like. I flipped to my phone and somebody sent me a naked picture, and there I go. I'm in the bathroom. So, I mean, masturbation is the hardest thing to break once you get used to it.
So do you think it's okay to masturbate to relieve yourself if you're abstinent? Or is that another form of falling?
Nope.
No, it's the Bible says, he don't like you spitting your seed. I think the scripture says, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's scripture that says that he'd rather you put your seed into a belly of a whore than you spill it. So, yes, masturbation is wrong because I think one of those people got killed in the Bible for spitting his seed, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh yeah, so that's not what God intended the seed to do. You don't.
Okay, so Mason, you jump in here. So what about during 18 years?
During 18, at first it was hard. I'm gonna keep it real. I masturbated, but I knew I had to stop. You know what? The funny thing about the Holy Spirit, He showed me exactly what masturbation is. Not only is it self-worship, He said masturbation is abortion.
Okay.
We get angry at women for aborting a baby once it's inside their belly, but when a man spills his seed, that is abortion. That's killing the seed. That's killing the seed also. That's killing the seed also. So that's murder.
Mhm.
When you spill life, I don't care if it's coming. I don't care if you think, well, this mine, I can do what I want to do. No, masturbation is a sin. It's self-worship.
Okay.
It's abortion. To abort, to jump off, to waste. Yeah.
So during that, at some point then, during that 18-year period, you got to the point where there's just no sexual release, period.
Period. Well, now I work out. I might go to a boxing gym or working out really relieves. a lot
Do
of-
you ever have, and I'm asking this more now from a natural
Okay.
point of view because of the way our bodies
Mhm.
are made. Do you ever have a spontaneous release?
I used to, like sometimes when I wake up, it's like just released, and I don't even know I've done anything, but I haven't had one of those in like a long time, so.
Do you think that's wrong to have a spontaneous release, or is that just your body, biophysically just taking care of itself?
I don't even know. But you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because I be getting horny. I get horny a lot, like every day. But we twins, so I know when he having sex with his wife.
True story.
Okay, we twins, so I know when he having sex with his wife because it's an unusual horniness come over me, and sometimes I be like, man, you having sex? Yeah, I'm having sex. Oh, okay. That's why I can feel that.
Yeah. True serious.
I can feel, but when I'm just horny by myself, it's not like it when he's having sex with his wife. But I can't explain it. It's like I know when he having sex with his wife.
I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah.
That's a
Serious.
Twilight Zone music. Wow.
Serious.
That's hashtag no socks right there. Okay, that's deep. So that's why you guys planned that double wedding, so there wouldn't be any of that trouble, huh? Wow. That's real serious.
Yeah.
So I wanted to touch on a few things, just talking about, from my knowledge base is doctrine and intimacy and what I've studied and what I know. First of all, you made some really good points about masturbation, Jason. What I do want to say though, I want people to understand, I want people to be deceived that, if you're dating, you brought out the scripture, Mason, earlier, you said it's good for a man to not touch a woman, okay? And I think that scripture is really important because I find that people don't understand that when you cross certain lines dating, just because you don't penetrate somebody doesn't mean you have a fornicator.
Exactly.
And I think, sometimes we try to project our grace onto somebody else where you may have a grace to be 18 years abstinent. And because you are abstinent, I talked to another one of my male friends about this, and I had to explain to him how he was frustrating the woman in his life. Because he has the ability to kiss and pet and rub, and he can stop. But for her, if you did that to her, it would drive her up the wall. Like, if you're going to take me this far, I want to finish. And so sometimes we'll take that grace for granted, and we just assume that other people can hang the way that we hang. But there's a reason that the Bible says it's good for a man to not touch a woman. That if you're going to be abstinent and really maintain this thing, you need to really, really be abstinent. You can't be hot kissing and rubbing and grinding and bumping and sleeping together. It's just not going to work. I've talked about it on the show before, time, place, and space. Meaning that, if you spend too much time together and you're in a place where there is opportunity and you violate personal space, after a while, you're going to end up crossing the line, whether you fully penetrate or you just get into oral sex or manual sex. We try to say, funky things about it. Well, I didn't penetrate. Okay, but you put your fingers in there. That's still a penetration. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Your mouth was on it. It was out. It felt good. If you're trying to get sexual pleasure, it's still a form of fornication. And it opens up this thing, because we're talking about unnecessary warfare. Right? And I'm not getting on anybody. Wherever anybody is at is where they're at. But I just want to lay a full knowledge base for anybody that wants to maintain abstinence, a full knowledge base. If you're really going to be pure during abstinence, there's just no sexual pleasure, period. There's no rubbing, there's no grinding, there's no humping, there's no sleeping together, there's no fingering, there's no licking and sucking, there's you know what I mean? There's nothing, you know, that whole thing just has to hibernate. And we talked about unnecessary warfare earlier and opening doors.
Yeah.
And so what happened is, and what could have happened with these two young ladies that you were talking about, so here you were abstinent for 15 years, you have an unusual type of discipline. That's not usual, okay? By any means, that's not usual.
Yeah.
You have an unusual ability to discipline yourself. You got her all worked up and didn't finish the process with her, but you opened the door for her to need that, so she allowed somebody else to finish where you started.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I think we need to understand that if you're going to wait, you really need to wait, because the person that you're dating may not have the same level of discipline that you have. Men and women's bodies are wired differently. Women are a little bit different than men. As I was explaining to my friend, you know, the level of energy that it takes for a man to get an erection, you know, like those Viagra commercials, to get and keep an erection. You know? It's like, you know, not only does a man have to expend the energy to get an erection, but it requires a lot of physical energy for him to maintain an erection. So a man can heavy pet and kiss and rub and grind, and after an hour or two, I mean, penis is just gonna go down. Body is just tired, even if you don't ejaculate. You know, that guy is like, okay, you know what, I'm done. But once you stimulate a woman, once you wake up a woman's genitalia, that sucker don't go back to sleep. It's not like a penis. It will rage and burn for days, okay, for weeks.
Wow. Oh, really?
It will swell up. It will thrive. I mean, it's a different reality that we live in as women, because it doesn't take for us. You know, women are receptacles. You know, we're receivers. We're waiting for a deposit. A man, what it takes for a man to create an erection and to get ready to ejaculate, your body is constantly always making that semen. It's working hard to make that semen. So if your body realizes that there's not going to be any conclusion to the matter, it goes back into a resting state. But once a woman is ready to receive her deposit, she stays in that fired up, worked up state, waiting for the deposit. So she is like literally a lady in waiting. And, you know, she will burn and ache, and you heard of blue balls, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we get blue too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We get blue lips. So you know, and I think, you know, I want to bring that out, because I think a lot of men, that godly men that want to wait, they want to play around with that. You know, they want to play around. I'm going to blow on it a little bit, baby. I'm going to rub on it. No, you better leave that thing the hell alone. If you're not going to finish it, leave it alone, because in actuality, you're really setting that woman up to fall. You are setting her up to fall. You're setting her up to masturbate. You're setting her up to be approached by another man that presents to her. It's beyond a desire at that point, because of the hormones that are released when a woman is sexually aroused. If she is not satisfied, if she doesn't climax, it creates a hormonal imbalance that actually interferes with brain function.
Wow.
Okay? So then she doesn't even have the same, and I'm not making any excuses, but she doesn't even have the same capacity for sound reasoning in that aroused state. So then it's easier for a man to come and entice her, and you know, her inhibitions are down because she's not thinking clearly. So hey.
It's good to know.
Now I'm rethinking. Maybe it was my fault.
Break that down.
I'm rethinking.
Well, and, hey, I'm not gonna say it's your fault, because at the end of the day, we all make our own choices. But I'm just explaining, you know, just the chemistry of a woman's body, especially as women get older. You know, that hormonal imbalance, it increases, and you just can't do that to a woman. You're gonna wait. You know, you just have to wait. You know, maybe hold hands. I mean, that's the extent of it. Through kissing, when a man kisses a woman, okay, you release, there's testosterone in your saliva. So when you kiss her, okay, you put testosterone in her blood system, and in a woman, testosterone it causes arousal. So even when you do that open mouth, wet kissing, okay, you are already getting her body worked up. You're starting that whole process of the releasing of the hormones that causes her to go into that rage. So.
I like kissing.
That's tight.
Yeah, kissing is wonderful. It's wonderful.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
What about kissing on the cheek or the forehead? Just kind of like a stamp of your mind. Just a question.
In my experience, butterfly kisses are arousal too. When you kiss a woman softly, gently all over her face, eyelids, cheeks, lips, that is very.
Now, he did not say all of that. He said a kiss, A, singular. Do you know what A means?
Oh, A kiss.
A kiss on the forehead or a kiss on the cheek. You talking about some next level stuff. Cover her whole face in saliva.
No, I ain't talking about covering her face in salivary. I'm talking about butterfly kisses, like the short, soft.
I know what you're talking about, but it's not a kiss.
I'm talking even on the hand. Just like one kiss on the hand,
Oh,
one
a
kiss
hand
on the
kiss.
cheek, one kiss on the forehead.
Well, a
for me-
hand kiss is real stimulating.
What?
For me, any part of a woman that touches me real soft. Yeah, it's over. So,
I love this dude. This is, I don't know, it's something about being in these jammies, man. This is naked. But wow, yeah, but to answer your question, Jay Revival, I mean, no, there's nothing wrong if you want to do a quick forehead kiss or a kiss on the cheek. I don't think that is inherently sexual. But Mason is saying that it's stimulating to him. So, you know, I mean, you have to know your own body.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, you know, after 18 years, if I bat my eyelashes like that, that's probably stimulating. You know? After 18 years, maybe just about anything can get you stirred up.
Yeah.
But you have to know yourself to thine own self, be
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
If you can't handle that, you know, some people actually have the capacity, and I've learned this, you know, before I used to have all of these rules where you can't do this, you can't do that, but I can't say that because every couple is different, every person is different. You have to know your capacity to abstain, what stimulates you, what trips you up. Some people can lay in bed together and they can really be all right with that. They can spend the night together and cuddle and it's not a problem. Some people, like, you know, like Mason said, can't even kiss on the cheek. That's a problem. Can't even hold hands. You know, we got to sit, you know, 6 feet away to be safe. You have to know yourself. But, you know, it's really, really important. In the Book of Solomon, the woman said, don't wake love before it's time. Don't wake it up. Don't talk about it. I mean, if you know sex is off limits, why are you having conversations about what you're going to do when you get married? Oh, girl, when we get married, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You know, because that, you know, words are light. They create images in the mind. It's a visual stimulant. So,
yes, sure.
we got a caller. Let's take this call.
Okay.
Hi, caller. You're live on the air. Spot Intimacy Talk Radio. Do you want to join our naked discussion?
Yes, I want to make another comment. Am I going to make 2 comments or no?
Hey, you're live now, so make that comment, Augustus.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, I can make another comment?
Yeah, we're listening.
Okay. Oh, yeah. My name, I just wanted to say, you know, when I got saved, you know, when I first started dating women, I was trying to do the same thing that the brother doing. And I just want to say that, you know, you meet a lot of women that they want to go, you know, they want to be down with that, you know, the celibacy thing. But as time goes on, you know, they start wanting it. I'm keeping it real. You know,
That's
and
true.
you know, the brother I was listening to him. He was saying he had a situation where one of his women had got pregnant, and you know he didn't know, and he was saying in another situation like that.
Mm.
I think that a lot of women, do want to wait. Especially when they meet a good person, trying to serve the Lord, and he's a man of prayer, he's into the word and different things.
Right.
But, women, even if they're, and I've learned that even if a woman's not in it, a woman is the same, even if they're in the church or not out of the church, they still get those passions,
Yeah.
those feelings,
Right.
and, my point I was just trying to make is that, my question is, how do you, because, I'm married now, but, I have a son, he just went off to college, and I had to just be real with him and say, I know, he's a football player, hey man, I know you're gonna be out here and these women gonna throw it at you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna sit there and lie to you and act like these women are gonna be all Christian and everything.
Yeah.
So, my question is, do you think that the teachers, actors, ministers, and teachers of people, when they're talking about, conscience, out of wedlock, or, do you think they're being realistic enough when they talk about this subject that you guys are discussing?
For the most part, when preachers are preaching, I take them for face value. I take them at their word. So when they're saying, be abstinent or abstain from sex, or you're not supposed to be having this type of sex, or you're not supposed to be over her house at this type of hour and stuff like that, I take them at face value. I'm thinking, okay, they've been through that and they made it out, so why can't I? So I'm like kind of sponging off their string. But some preachers, to me, and I'm not being judgmental, you can just look at them and tell them they're lying. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I have a gift of discernment, so when I'm looking at somebody, or when they is telling me what they've been through and what they had to go through, or what they didn't do, sometimes the bell goes off, sometimes don't, as far as that's concerned. But realistically, I think most of the preachers that talk to me, they have abstained from sex before marriage.
Okay, I'm gonna answer that. Do you want to answer that, Jason?
No, I was gonna say the opposite of him. I think the majority of them, most of them, not most of them, I don't say most of them, I say just the majority of them are hypocritical when it comes to that type of subject. They'll tell you to do something behind closed doors, they doing the same thing. And so I'm thinking if you're not practicing it, don't speak about it.
Okay. I have a little bit of a different view on it, Augustus. I'm going to say I don't think it's a matter of being realistic. I think it's a matter of what is righteous and what isn't. And your radio is up, huh? You got to turn it down because we're getting an echo. Augustus?
Yes, I'm still here.
You got to turn your radio down. We're getting an echo.
Okay, I can do that. That's all right.
Yeah, so it's not a matter of being realistic. Righteous is righteous. And Paul taught stuff. Jason.
I'm still here.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm sorry.
Augustus, just listen, because you messing up the flow now. Just listen. I had to hang up, but I'm going to answer your question. But Jason, I'm going to piggyback off of something you said. You said if you're not living it, you shouldn't speak about it. But Paul spoke about a lot of stuff that he wasn't living. He preached stuff, and in one scripture, I don't remember the place, but he said, not that I have already attained all of this, but that which I know, I'm paraphrasing, I live up to. So, he asked the question, are preachers preaching a realistic message when they talk about abstinence or, sex before marriage? It's not about realistic. I mean, as a preacher, it is our responsibility, whether you're teacher, pastor, evangelist, prophet, apostle, whatever, to teach what the Word of God says.
Okay.
Whether we can live up to it or not. Just because I eat unhealthy doesn't mean that I shouldn't teach my children to eat healthy. I might say to them, I really shouldn't be eating like this, or I should exercise more, or I should get more rest. So I'm going to teach you the right way. And I'm going to try my best to be a good example, but I'm at least going to give you the proper knowledge base, because at the end of the day, whether I teach them right or wrong, they still have to make their own choice, right? Even if I modeled in front of them perfectly.
Right.
they still might choose to eat an unhealthy diet.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
So, you know, we have to, if you're speaking, you're teaching God's people, you have to teach His standard. Regardless of what your struggle is, you have to teach His
That's true.
standard, okay?
Exactly.
Is it realistic in 2017? It's improbable. I'm not going to say that it's not realistic. I'm going to say that it is improbable
Yeah.
in 2017 to be in a relationship where you're not going to be pressured for sex or fall into sex. And I think what's more important, and we talked about this earlier, Mason, you said that they tell you what not to do, but they don't tell you why. And I'm going to add another tenet to that. They don't tell you how.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
it's not just what not to do, but explain to me why, and also explain to me how. So like that knowledge I just gave you about what happens to a woman's body when you're messing with her, and what that can lead to. That's a how. You're never gonna forget that. You know, next
exactly.
time you go to touch, you're gonna be like, wait.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't touch that. Be like, hammer, can't touch this. You know. So, you know, it's really just giving people a better knowledge base, like time, place, and space. And you know, I talked to this young lady the other day. I got a message from a young lady that was really frustrated. She's dating her best friend, great relationship, they love each other. But she said, well, we keep falling into fornication. You know, we keep having sex. I'm trying to wait till we get married. And her question was, how do you go back, you know, once you've started having sex, how do you go back now to being abstinent? You're in love, this is a great relationship. And, you know, I said to her, she said, you know, how do you stop having sex before marriage? That was her question. And I said, I was like, oh, honey, that's real simple. I said, you had sex, you're already married. Go get your paperwork done and enjoy your husband. You know, I mean, if this is the person you're going to be married, you know, why are you waiting 3 years? Why are you waiting 5 years? Why are you waiting 10 years if you don't have the grace to wait? Because if, you know, if you're humping and grinding and huffing and puffing and licking and rubbing and finger popping and masturbating, obviously you don't have the grace to be abstinent. What is this long wait about? If you got the grace for it, you got the grace for it. But if you don't, why not go get married? You know, why not just go finish your paperwork and enjoy your life? What's all this stress?
Exactly. That sounds good, yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, Jason, talk to me. You waited 5 years. Why? Why did you wait 5 years to get married?
Well, it was. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like you said, you're not really supposed to be touching rubbing and stuff. The reason why I knew it was time for us to get married because my wife's walls started coming down. She started letting me go further. I was like, wait a minute, okay, we need to go ahead and get married because at first my wife she don't let me touch it. But as years went on, she found out that she could trust me. Her walls started coming down. I mean, her defense, there was no more defense. I mean, I knew that if I pushed a little harder, that we would be at that point. So I was like, okay, you know what? It's time for us to get married. Let's go ahead and do this right. Let's go ahead and get married first, then honeymoon take care of it, didn't it? But yeah, that's how it was.
You couldn't wait to get out of that reception hall, huh? You did a quick toast.
Right.
Yeah, this is to everybody that came out. Thank you. Good night. We're leaving. But why did you make a decision to wait so long in the first place?
It actually was basically I didn't have anywhere to put her. I didn't have a steady job. I was just in my ministry full time, and I knew that in order for me to marry her, I had to have somewhere to put her. So that's why I was waiting on her. I thought that the ministry would pick up. When it didn't, I had to go out and start working again to allow her a place to stay. So
That's how it was with me. The reason why I was waiting so long, so I really wanted to be the caregiver, caretaker, provider,
alpha
priest.
male.
Yeah, I wanted to be all that, and I wanted to like get my money right. But I really wanted her to. I wanted her to be my wife. I wanted to spoil her. I wanted to be everything that I could probably be to her. But at the time, my finances wasn't up there.
So in hindsight, you know, while you wanted to spoil her later, somebody was actually spoiling her in the present. They were serving her. While you waiting to spoil her, they were serving her. Do you, I mean, in hindsight, do you think would it have been okay for you guys to just start off in a studio apartment and
Yeah.
just be together?
Yeah.
You know, was it necessary, do you think, to wait that long? I mean, obviously it put a pressure on her that she couldn't have it.
Well, I honestly think if she didn't have other people in her ear, that it wouldn't happen.
Let me take this
Okay.
call. Hi, caller. You're live on Inspired Intimacy Talk Radio with Dr. Intimacy. Do you want to join our naked discussion?
Yes, I do. I've been enjoying it up to this point.
All right, you got to take your socks off now. You don't have any socks on, do you? Hashtag no socks.
I'm used to this conversation by now, so I'm ready.
Yeah, that's the voice of the one and the only Wanda Scott. What is your comment?
My comment is I've loved all this up to this point, but there's one factor that I have not heard tonight, and I've heard and I agree that not having sex is hard. It's hard on the flesh, it's hard every other way. Set all your boundaries. But the one thing I haven't heard is we haven't spoken about the power of the Holy Spirit. And that is the only way that we're going to abstain from doing what our flesh desires, is when we trust and rely upon. We cannot have anything of ourselves, but when we rely on God and His power to help us.
Exactly.
You find that to be Lisa?
Exactly. I was going to say, in my progression of being abstinent for 18 years, it would be, right when I first started being abstinent, it would be, the Holy Spirit would kind of convict me after the petting and rubbing. Then it started progressing to, before the petting and rubbing started, I would get convicted. And then even when I started thinking about doing it, that was a conviction. So for me, you're totally right. The Holy Spirit is a keeper. He has the power to keep you if you want to be kept. If you heed to that conviction, if you heed to His word, yeah, he could keep anybody, but you know, we have free will. A lot of people will actually succumb to the flesh, being obedient to the Holy Spirit. So that's absolutely right.
Has it been a factor you wonder?
Yeah, and I love what he said. You know, in any work of the Holy Ghost inside of you, you have to yield to it. You have to, God has to see that sincerity, the real cry out for Him to help you in those situations. You know, we've all been there. I've been there, trying to resist, trying to do the right things, trying to make the right choices. But if you constantly, again and again before God said, you need to help me from this. You need to save me from this situation. You need to help me do something that I know I can't do myself. And so that sincerity, that submission, that surrender calls upon the power of God. So I love that point. And I've been to that place time and time again. And even when I was ready to have sex or go to it or run to it instead of running from it, God would set up a supernatural boundary that would stop me from getting into situations I didn't need to.
Yeah, and that's definitely a factor. And part of that yielding, you know, is discipline. You know, I never want to negate the human element of it, because there are people that are not the Holy Spirit, that are abstinent. You know, they don't have sex, and it's just a decision that they make. So, you know, we can't put it all on Him. He will help us. There's a part that we have to do as well, and that we can do. I think we have a ability to abstain if we want to. We have the innate ability to do anything we want to do. As a matter of fact, as we be able to search out so much authority that we really can do anything that we want to. But I think where the Holy Spirit really comes in, Wanda, is when you don't want to. I think that's when you really, really need Him. Because I think when you want to do it, it's easy. Like, I don't need the Holy Spirit to help me eat chocolate cake. Like, I don't need Him for that. I got this. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't need His help sleeping late. I got this. But it's when there's a standard of righteousness that we know we need to live up to, but we don't want to. That's when we really, really need that keeping power. That's what we need to produce that fruit of in us
Mm-hmm.
that we're not willing to reduce our own.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you so much for calling in, Wanda. We definitely appreciate your feedback. Love you, and looking forward to whenever you would be in the studio with us again.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for this show.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Dead air. I was actually reading a comment on Facebook.
I had a question on my comment, on my feed by Jennifer.
Okay.
She says that, is it hard to find women that really abstain?
Well, for me, it has been.
You out of the camera a little bit. Hey, I'm hoping to get you hooked up tonight, so make sure you stay in the camera. Because you see this, ladies. Single, abstinent, actor, model, Mr. 18 years, abstinent. He is available. You can contact me. I'll hook you up. Anyway, go ahead, Mason. Stay in the camera, baby.
But for me, it has been hard. But I'm not saying that they're not out there. I guess I've been looking in the wrong place, or I shouldn't be looking at all. I should actually allow the Holy Spirit to bring it to me. But I'm not saying that they're not out there, but for me, it's been hard. You know, some women I meet, it's like, you've been asking them how long, and I don't never hear from them again. Or after they try me, and they be like, oh, he real about this thing. I don't hear from him again. Some of them hang on a little longer than others, but you know.
Why do you think you're still single? Do you want to get married?
Yeah,
Like, would you be married within the next year if you could be?
If I could be, yes.
Okay, so why do you think you're single right now?
Honestly, I don't have the answer to that question. You know what? Some women, when I meet some women and I tell them like what I do, what I'm doing, and what I'm not doing, they think I'm too good to be true. They be like, no, something wrong. You can't be this type of man or whatever. And then it's like they give up because they think I'm too good to be true, or something got to be wrong. It's a facade of something ain't right about this picture. Or something. I'm like, I'm just me. That's all I can be. I can't be nobody else. I can't be who you was with. I can't be who hurt you, or I can't be your past mistakes. I can only be me. And if that's not in me, I can't do that.
So, in these last couple of minutes, let me see if Dr. Intimacy can help you out. So when you approach a woman, do you approach it as a dating situation? Do you date?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, you date. So when you approach a woman, get back over here in the camera.
Okay.
I want the ladies to see you.
Okay.
See that fine chocolate, ladies. Okay. So how do you approach the situation?
When I date, I approach it like I'm supposed to approach it.
So I'm listening to you, okay?
Okay.
And I'm a real just cool, laid back chick.
Yeah.
I'm deep, but I'm
Yeah.
cool and laid back too.
Yeah.
Like I'm fun.
Mhm.
And I'm just thinking like what you're saying right now. To me, it sounds like you come out of the gate saying we're not having sex. You come across as overly serious, religious, kind of sanctimonious. It could be a turnoff, you know.
Well, no, I'm goofy. I crack a lot of jokes. I'm laid back. I just put that out there so they won't be expecting something to happen when it's not.
I mean, do you have to put it out there right away though?
My dad always told me to put your cards on the table. Why you, if you're gonna play, why you not gonna put it out there if you're not gonna do it?
Because you're playing poker.
I mean, I'm a man of God for sure, but I'm not perfect, and I'm not like.
See, we got a prospect. We got a prospect. Charlene. Yeah, what's up? What's up?
I got one too.
Oh, you got one?
Jennifer.
We gotta write these names down. We gotta write them
Yep.
down.
I mean, I like to have fun. I'm laid back. But when it comes to keeping God's commandments, I'm trying to be. I want to be used by God anywhere, any time, and sex is
too important.
Sex is too important to God for me to just be happy, you know.
Right.
So.
I know, like for me,
Mhm.
and the reason I asked and I approach it that way, two things. First of all, I just have this thing about dating. I don't date. And one time I tried it to think, I'm like, well, maybe that's why I'm still single, because I don't date. One time I tried it. It turned out exactly like I thought it would. It just led to a lot of emotional soul tie and heartbreak and temptation. It was just everything that I thought it would be. Now that probably is like, what do you mean you don't date? My belief is this. I believe that you should want to be able to connect with human beings before you try to connect as lovers.
Yeah.
Like if I can't get along with you as a person, if we can't hang out and be friends and be goofy, and, go to the movies together, eat a cheeseburger, and go to church together. Too many facades come up when you start dating. You know, you're trying to put your best foot forward because you're trying to win somebody over, and it's not an organic way to build a friendship. And if you can't be friends, it's really hard for a marriage to last if you're not friends.
Exactly.
And if you start the relationship as a dating relationship, then the friendship suffers. And so my belief is just to make meaningful, intimate connections with the opposite sex as friends, and let the friendship grow organically. And I just believe that one day, somehow, maybe, but one day, somehow, that organic connection as friends is just going to turn into a romance. And it's going to be like, wow, I think I'm in love with this dude. Because the dating was, the one time that I tried it, it was just too much pressure, too much thinking about sex. It was so hard, getting into those compromising situations. And I don't have those problems with my friends, because when we're just friends, I don't think about it like that, I don't ever think about having sex with my friends. My friends are just my friends, And so I got rid of the dating thing. If you're going to hang out with me, we're just going to be friends. And then we'll just see what happens, because I think, two people will know when they're ready to take it to the next level. And if they both are compatible and they're both marriage-minded, that's what they're going to move into. Because if you're not ready to marry, why date? All you're doing is setting yourself up. So if you're not ready to get married, there's no need to even label it. Once you put that label on it, there's expectation. So that's one thing. The second thing that I say that might help you out, I'm going to for 7 years now, but when I first got bored, because I've been doing this movie called all spiritual sexual perversion and everything, I was so, can I use this word? Yeah, I was angry. I was so angry, terrified about somebody trying to have sex with me that I just led with that. This is what I do. I'm Dr. Intimacy. There's not going to be anything. And it gave me years of being really uptight. About a certain perception of me that I was off. I was really religious. I'm not so laid back, fun, just goofy. But because of the way I presented myself and just leading with that gave them this whole ideal about me that it wasn't accurate at all. And once they got to know me, it's like, oh my gosh, you're nothing like I thought you were. It was a perception. I was a very serious person. And so I realized that when I'm just friends with somebody, they get to know the real me, because they're pressure up there. If we're just friends, I don't have to explain to you they're going to have sex. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't expect you to approach me like that, because we're just buddies, So we don't even have to have that conversation. And guess what? That conversation will eventually come up, because friends talk about everything. So eventually we're going to organically lead into that conversation. But it doesn't have to be the first thing that we talk about. So, just be friends, be yourself, relax, be your fun-loving self, and, let her get to know who you are outside of the, because in marriage, she's not married to the preacher or the minister. She's married to the dude. So you got to introduce her to the dude. And when you get married, you will be able to have sex. So that's really not the thing you need to be talking about to the woman that might be your future wife. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to take that off the table right away. So you know what I'm saying? So listen, our time is up. Man, Mason and Jason, you guys are the bomb.com.
Yes.
You are a hashtag no socks certified, naked discussion certified. I love you guys. You were raw, transparent. I really believe that some people were helped tonight. I thank you so much for coming in to share. Real quick, because we're over our time. How can people contact you? I know you act, you model, you dance, you preach. What services would you like to offer, and how can they contact you?
We also bodyguard.
Okay, you bodyguards. Okay.
Gatekeepers. They can hit us up on Facebook, Nosaji No More, or Instagram, 2for1 Twins. It's 2 underscore FA_1_TWIINZ.
Okay, Instagram, and I'll put that on our page for everybody to contact. They can come and do their mime dancers, so they can come and do mime dance for you guys, and security. Now, I might need some security walking out of here. My jammies, so you're gonna have to cover me. But yeah, thank you so much. And look, we're getting a lot of proposals here. I think Sharmisa is feeling you, Mason. I think Sharmisa is into you. But I'm gonna take all these names down, send you on a date, and then have you and back on the show and find out how it went. We'll just have a little fun with this. Okay. But thank you so much. Am I worth the wait when pressure for sex is a deal breaker in a relationship? This has been a hot, necessary topic. You know, at the end of the day, guys, you need to know that sex, it changes the dynamic of a relationship, and you're more likely to have a successful relationship if you wait. And if you wait, you need to wait the right way. That's the message. Mason did it. It's been 18 years. For example, it can be done, and I hope that it encourages somebody else to go out there and do it right way. To Dr. Intimacy, we got co-producer Jay Revival in the house. What's up? Mason and Jason Porter, the twins, and of course yours truly, Dr. Intimacy. You've been listening to Inspired Intimacy Talk Radio, where we were having naked discussion about love, life, and intimacy. Hashtag no socks. We're here every Wednesday night from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central Time, FBRN.US in the Blue Stream. Check us out next week. We will be back. If you missed any of this show, go to our page, inspiredintimacy.com, our website, or our Facebook page, and you'll be able to hear the playback of this show and all of our shows. Give us a shout out, let us know what's going on, and of course you can support us financially on our website by being a monthly contributor for over $10. If you love what you're doing, what we're doing, go ahead and just show us some love with that $10 a month contribution. We really appreciate it. Thank you for all the Facebook commenters. You just really made the show hot tonight. Love you guys. See you next week. This is Dr. Intimacy. Hashtag no socks.
What if we contribute to $10?
Oh, wait, no, my Facebook Live views. You got to see my whole jammies here. Let them see my slippers, Jeremiah. I just want to let you know, the station owner said we had to wear pajamas to my jammy, you know. Of course, honestly speaking, if I had wore what I really wear to bed, naked discussion would have taken on a whole new meaning. So I went out and bought pajamas because I don't own any. But you want to see, this is Jay Revival and his jammies. Go ahead, model, come on, turn around, do it up. Yeah. Woo, woo. Of course, there goes Jason. Woo, woo. Mason.
Pajamas.
So give us a quick recap on the show.
It was awesome. It's good to be transparent.
Yeah, release.
Be real.
Yeah. I liked it. I wasn't even embarrassed. It was good.
Hey, everybody mess up and do stuff ain't supposed to do. Just be real. You have somebody that's doing the same thing you do.
Amen.
Y'all sure they release some seed into the people?
We gotta say something. Sound nasty, man. Get out here. You release some seed into the people. About to get people pregnant off of Facebook Live. All right, love you guys. Bye. Bye.